Hallo und herzlich willkommen, greetings and welcome, ich dein Hozat, in the next episode of Deck Rundown. Today we are playing Support Mage. The deck is almost the same as in Tessel. The core means Priest of Sinner, who is Tower Alchemist from Tessel. When you have this on the board, then your activated supports won't consume an activation when you use them. And then we have Keeper of Sinor's Temple, who is a 3/5 guard, and on summon gives your activated supports an extra use, and you can activate them twice a turn. And then we have the three supports that are uniques. We have the Eagle General's Vordë, this is Goldbrand from Tessel. We have Guardians of Wizardry Watchtower, this is College, although it will only show 2 random cards in the current cast instead of 3. And then we have Supplies, which will draw a copy of a random card in your opponent's deck, this is Orb of Vermina. Then we have Sustain with Unreactive Sense, this is your Elixir of Vitality, so this just gives 2 health on activation. And then we have Vendar, Laneth from Tessel, who will just draw us anything we desire, usually one of the 3 unique supports. Then in the second row, we have actions that will be keeping our board clear until we can outvalue our opponents with the supports. We have Firebolt, we have Execute, we have Firestorm, of course with the final ping damage this is much better than in Tessel. Then we have Lightning Bolt, Javelin, Ice Storm, and in risks. And since we are running in risks, and 3 of them, I decided to run 2 copies of Evale Researcher to upgrade in risks and be able to steal anything if we need to. We have Jerry instead of Hive Defender. This is your 4-cost guard here. On Less Gasp, it will save, which means unsummon a creature. Then we have Celadis Mage for the guard, if you can activate the veteran on it. But it can also help you keep one of your priests or one of your keepers alive. We have Oak Warrior for the guard, we have Warcrafter to give us better traits, protect our guards or our support dependent guards. Then we have the Light Throne, 2 copies of it as a finisher, and we have Percy for draw. In this episode I was playing against Avenged Fish, and we did it in the same format as last time, which means that I recorded with him. Then I edited the footage, and then I commentated over it. So there will be only 1 game shown. I hope you will enjoy it. And here we go, Guard Scout versus my Support Mage. This matchup should be interesting because Guard Scout has high health creatures, and most of our removal is damage based outside of Execute in Risks and Javelin. So we'll be pressed tight after a while if we run out of hard removal. We roll first, I rolled an 8, he rolled an 18, so he will start, and I have the ring. There is our starting hand, it's a Jerry, Keeper, and Firestorm. Let's put the Jerry back, and the Keeper too. Alright, I guess we need the supports first, before we can move to the supporting cards. So we have Percy and Celadis Mage. And the Javelin, it's good to have Javelin. We will probably use it on a Twins or Palahin. Those have the highest health. This is just an easy Percy for turn 2, and then we can pass. There we go. Windrunner has Drain, but we don't really care about it. He attacks with Windwalker. We go down by 2. And Stalwart Lie, let's see if it hits and gets the +2 health and guard. Yes, it does. We have an Ice Storm. It could be of use to us here. We probably ring Celadis Mage was what I would do here, so I would assume I did the same when we played. We're looking at in race but we cannot steal the Starboard Lie because it has 3 power. Yeah, we go for Sell this Mage with the ring. Sell this Mage will target itself, so it goes to a 3/4, and when it attacks, it gets +2/+2 and guard. He goes face twice, doesn't trade with the Solidus Mage, which means that we will be able to trade favorably. Breaks the rune on 25, we play a Firebot, we get a Firebot, and then he plays Change of Guards, which will summon a Camp Watchman in each lane and give them 1 health. So these will be 2/2/1s with guard. Yeah, there we go. And that should be the turn, I assume. That was all of... yeah. And then here we go. We go to 4. Oh, we drew an Avalen Researcher, which means that we can upgrade the In-Risk if we want to. And then we have 2 hard removals with In-Risk and Javelin. Sell this Mage when attacks will gain +2/+2 and guard, which means that it will be able to full trade the field. Yeah, we go for the Camp Watchman. That needed 3 damage, we had 3 power, and then we are dead 2, and then we gain +2/+2 and guard. There we go. And now he has to double trade. Well, this means that we don't even have to use removal this turn. We can just go Researcher in Shadow. Maybe Fireball the Watchman, but I'm not keen on that because we have Ice Storm. Yeah, we just play the Researcher and we pass. There is a Shadow Shift. It goes to... Starboard Ally goes to Shadow, which means that he can trade with the Researcher. Yeah. That's 5 power, so you are able to kill that. And plays a Builder. This is a 4/4 that on summon gives +0, +2, +1 to something. If it goes to the Stalwart Ally, we are definitely stealing the Stalwart Ally. It goes to the Watchman. Fine. Watchman now has 2 armor, which is a lot. Like, 1 armor is where it doesn't really matter, and then 2 armor is just so annoying. Shuts down most of the damage that you could have. Windwalker goes into the Solidus Mage. He drains 2 and passes. So it's our turn now. We go to 5. This is just in risk. Yeah. On the Watchman or the Stalwart Ally. The Watchman is better. Because he cannot kill the Watchman this turn because it has 2 armor. So Builder, who has 4 power, would only deal 2 damage to the Watchman. And then Starboard Ally, who has 3 power, would only deal 1 damage to the Watchman. Yeah, so we steal... The Watchman in risk goes to level 3, so next time we can steal something with 7 or less power, which is all of his creatures, I think. And we just hit face and pass. Get him closer to 26. And it is his turn now. We see a Scout's Report. And it discards a Change of Guards. Yeah, that is correct. And we see another Builder and a Windwalker. Builder's buff goes to the other Builder, probably, yeah. And then, oh, if he doesn't attack, then I can just Javelin that for 6/1. He does attack for 2. Sets the Camp Watchman to 2/2. But it still has 2 armor, so we are fine. Well, let's see. Is it worth it to Javelin a 4/1? The other thing to do would be Ice Storm and Firestorm next. We trade in field, that's fine. It's either Javelin or we could also Firebolt Firestorm. But that still leaves... yeah, this is better. Javelin. Javelin and just pass. Yep, and he plays an Accuser. Oh no. That means he's getting 7 damage this turn. With the Starboard Ally and the Builder. There we go. Let's see the Prophecy. It's just the first thing. And a Reaper Rune. We got Priest, we just need supports. Draw 1, it is our turn now. Ice Storm doesn't help anymore, it doesn't even remove anything. So we'll have to Firestorm. But that's only 2 damage. Firebolt and Firestorm is the play here, yes. So we'll Firebolt the Accuser because it's in cover. Then we will Firestorm. This removes the Accuser, deals 2 damage to the Builder, deals 2 damage to the Stalwart Ally, and 2 damage to Percy. Then Percy can bump into the Stalwart Ally. Oh, we have a ping from Firestorm. It doesn't really matter, like we could ping the Percy, but then our hand would go full at the end of the turn. Ping, it doesn't matter if we ping the Builder or the Stalwart Ally because we're using Firestorm or Ice Storm next turn anyway. We just go, Percy attacks the Stalwart Ally and Percy dies because it was dealt 2 damage from the Firestorm. And let's see, we cannot use the Execute unfortunately, which means we will just have to pass here. Yeah, we used 5 already and I don't want to break the ring just to play a priest without the support. Haran and Crown Guard. Crown Guard will choose someone on this on summon to move on Let's Gasp, but it doesn't matter for us. And we go to 8. This is just Ice Storm. We need the Ice Storm. Like Percy bumps into the Crown Guard, then Ice Storm. And Crown Guard will go down to 3 because Percy attacks for 1 and then Ice Storm clears everything but the Haran. Unfortunately, we won't be able to deal with Haran this turn because after Ice Storm we don't have resource points to use another Firestorm to deal 3 damage to Haran. We drew an Evalent Researcher from Percy's Last Gasp, which means we could use that in the Shadowland, yes. Upgrade the In Risk to max power, so it is level 4 now, still an enemy creature. That's if it will matter here. Haran regenerates. 6 damage will be hard, but we have an In Risk if we need to. Oh, Lord of the Cold Wind. Bump first. There is a guard, so he will just have to attack the guard. Lord of the Cold Wind. This is Blood Magic Lord from Tassel, so we are grabbing the Wind Wheels, the Blood Magic spells. These are the same as in Tassel, so you know them. And we'll see what he gets. Hopefully it's not Drain Life, which will be Cruelty of the Cold Wind. Because we are at 11, really close to dying. Yeah, he attacks for 3, drains for 3, and what this changes is that we have to use the In Risk on the Lord. Which means we cannot steal the drain. And stealing the drain would have been helpful, but we need to steal that because if we steal the drain, then he attacks for 6, and if the card that he got is a Cruelty, then we are dead. That's exactly 11. We have 4 left. That's perfect for Studious Mage. Yeah, probably in the Shadow. Or we could play the Guardians of Wizardry Watchtower. Yeah, use it once. Firebolt or Execute? Of course Firebolt. It's not even a question. Execute is useless here. And pass. Accuser again. No, that means 3 damage to face. And we get to play something for free. It's an Oak Warrior. Ah, oh, that's good. 5, 3, 1, guard. This might save us here. And we see a Cruelty, yeah. That's 5 damage face. We go down to 3. Flame Rune breaks. He is dead 3 damage but gains 5 health. City Guard. In field, yeah, he decided to go Shadow instead. Because in field we would have been able to get a Slay with Lord. We have a full hand. We can use the Execute on the City Guard. Oak Warrior will bump into Haran for 5, but we still need 1 damage there afterwards. Accuser is on 4. So what we can do is Execute Firebolt and Firestorm, and that clears the lane. because Oak Warrior goes into Haram. Yeah, most likely we have to do that. And also City Guard is one of the only targets for our executes, which are using hand space. Yeah, get rid of the City Guard, bump into Haran. There we go, yeah. Haran goes down to 1. So it's still alive, but just until we play the Firestorm. Okay, Firebolt on Accuser. We did the same last time we saw an Accuser. Firebolt and Firestorm, yeah. And the ping goes face from the Firestorm. And then we can play a Priest and activate the support. We get Sorcerer's Negation, no questions asked. And then we pass. Taltosh, oh no. 8-5-1 with Drain and Breakthrough and the Miner. The problem with Taltosh is that we cannot steal it anymore. Although it would have been nice. We need the Drain. What we can do instead is we have a Negation and we have Firestorm, and that's 3 damage with the ping. So we can clear this lane yet, but we are out of hard removal. And we are out of damage removal. Like, this is dire. Negation. On the Taltosh removes the armor, deals 2 damage, silences it, which means that the Breakthrough and the Drain is lost. And then we play Firestorm. Deal 2 to Taltosh, 2 to Miner, and then the final ping goes on Taltosh, which means the lane is cleared. Play Unerected Sands, gain 2 health on activation. It doesn't use activation because we have Priest of Sinnoh on the field. The Guardians of Wizardry Watchtower will give us something for 3. Oh, Monk's Prayer, yes, yes. Monk's Prayer will move a creature and give it Drain until the end of this turn, and we gain 2 health for each creature with Drain. And we play Celidus Mage in the Shadow lane. If we get to attack with this, then it will gain Guard, and we pass. No! Lord of the Cold Wind, which means there is 25% chance that we are dead. Because we have 5 health. Come on. And yeah, it's a cruelty. So we go to 0. Alright, GG fish. And that marks the end of the Support Mage episode. I hope that you have enjoyed this match. It was a close call. In my hand there was a Monk's Prayer, which would have gotten me out of lethal range the next turn. And I had the Priest on the board, and I had Guardians of Wizardry Watchtower and the Unerected Sands. So we were really close to clutching this, but in the end he won. Next week we will be playing one of my favorite decks in Heroes of Vordë. It will be Move Scout. Until then, Servus und Farewell. Isten Ovion.